You cut someone off, and instead of feeling sad, you felt lighter. Not a little, noticeably. And if you think about it, that should have bothered you more than it did, because nothing actually changed. They're still out there. No closure, no resolution. And yet, something inside you went quiet. A kind of tension you didn't even realize you were carrying just disappeared. You probably told yourself it was relief. You called them toxic. You said it was the right decision. And maybe it was. But here's the part most people miss. Your explanation wasn't wrong, just incomplete. And the missing piece says something uncomfortable about you. Something you should probably understand before you cut the next person off too. When you remove someone from your life, your brain doesn't experience that as a loss. It experiences it as the removal of load. A process just ended. A calculation your mind was running every single day without asking you, tracking them, predicting them, preparing for the next conversation, the next disappointment, the next moment where you'd have to manage your reaction to their reaction. That's not just thinking about someone. That's cognitive load. But honestly, that phrase is too clean for what it really is. What it actually feels like is weight. The kind you carry so long you stop noticing it's there. Like the pressure of a watch on your wrist. You only realize it was there the moment the watch comes off. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. You assumed that feeling meant something about them. Proof they were draining, wrong for your life. The feeling became the verdict. But there is a concept in neuroscience called predictive processing. Your brain doesn't just see the world, it predicts it. It builds a model of the people around you so it knows how to keep you safe. When someone is inconsistent, sometimes warm, sometimes distant, your brain can't build a stable model. It stays on edge, firing a constant low-grade error signal. That's the background hum you escaped. Not necessarily a toxic person, but the unpredictability of them. And here is the question no one asks. What exactly was your brain failing to predict? Because there are two very different answers. One, they were genuinely unstable, unreliable, unsafe. The signal was accurate, leaving removed a real threat. But the second answer is harder. What your brain couldn't predict was closeness, intimacy, demands on your attention that you didn't have a map for, expectations you didn't feel equipped to meet. In both cases, the relief feels identical. There's a concept called the window of tolerance. It's the range of emotional intensity you can stay present for before you need to escape or shut down. Some people have a wide window. They can sit in conflict, ambiguity, discomfort, and stay. Others can't, not because they're weak, but because of what they learned early on about whether staying was safe. When a relationship falls outside that window, it doesn't feel like fear. It feels like clarity, like this person is bad for me. And maybe they are, but maybe you just reached the edge of what you can currently handle. This isn't about staying in harmful situations. Some endings are survival. Some exits are acts of honesty. But the feeling afterward, that lightness, is not proof. It's data. And the real question is this. What exactly became unbearable? Was it harmful, or was it demanding in a way you weren't ready for? Because we often cut off the people who put something at stake, the ones who got close enough to threaten our sense of control. There's something almost architectural about how we design the emotional space we're willing to live in. You've met people who can hold contradiction, who can love someone and be frustrated by them, be hurt and still remain. That's not a personality trait. That's a skill, and it gets built by not always leaving the moment things feel hard. The relief you felt, it was real. I'm not asking you to doubt it. But that same quiet, that same calm, isn't only available when you remove the person. Sometimes it becomes available when you expand what you can tolerate, when your nervous system learns, slowly, this won't destroy me. That's a different kind of relief. Harder to reach, but far more permanent. Because every time you cut someone off, you're not just ending a relationship. You're training your nervous system on what it can't handle. So the real question isn't who you removed, it's this. Who are you becoming every time you do it? Are you building a wider window, or just a smaller room to live in? Most people already know the answer to that. They just don't like it. If you want to understand how your relationships shape you, how they break, how they heal, and why you become a completely different person depending on who you stay with, stay here. That's what this channel is for.